Welcome to Table Talk, where there's always room at the table. I am your host, Jonathan Harmon of the J. Harmon Home Team, and we can't wait to talk to these fine guests. Enjoy the show. Welcome to Table Talk, where there's always room at the table. I am your host, Jonathan Harmon of the J. Harmon Home Team, and we can't wait to talk to these fine guests. Enjoy the show.
All right, you're on.
All right. Hello. Welcome to Table Talk. I'm flying without a seatbelt today. I don't have my headphones on, so it's a little weird. I actually like the way I sound in headphones better than I do without. So I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, Joel.
It's all right. Same here.
I'm glad you're here with me,
Me
though.
too. Me too. I'm here.
So this is my friend Joel Bigelow with Endure Athletics, and I just offended him about 3 minutes ago before we got on air. So anyway, he set me straight, so we're all good now. But anyway, it's what I do sometimes, I guess. But anyway, so Endure Athletics, really, really cool organization here in Murfreesboro, serving a community that quite frankly, before I heard your story, I really didn't. I mean, I hate to say it this way, but I didn't really know existed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I mean, you kind of know that it exists, but not really. Like, all right, and I promise I'll tell you what he does. But like the homeless population, right? Like you drive through town or whatever, and you see the guy under the bridge, or you see the guy in the corner or whatever. Like it's visible.
Yes.
Even if you choose to ignore it, you see it.
Yep.
But your population is a little bit different. So it's and I know the county has a name for it. The school system calls them
Atlas.
But what is it? What is that?
So with that
transient, is that the word?
Basically, so it's the McKinney-Vento Act is really what it is, and that just it allows us to be able to kind of track the kids, and that's in and out of local motels, doubled and tripled up on somebody's couch, homeless shelters, all those type of kids. Those are all the kids that we serve.
So it's not necessarily sometimes, but it's not necessarily kids that are like truly homeless, like sleeping in a car or on the street sometimes.
Yes.
But it's also, and you just mentioned this, kids in motels, in campers, and somebody's couch, and
all the above for sure. Because a motel is not a home. They're paying night by night or for a week, and they maybe have enough money for the week before they have to go somewhere else,
right?
Or for a car for a couple days while they're trying to get the money for this one or that one,
right?
So they are very transient. They move all around.
Certainly no permanent address and no structure and stability.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and we could get into all the whys and all of that stuff. My goodness,
it goes on forever.
Sure. Yeah, it does. And my favorite is when people just try to like make a blanket statement. Oh, well, they just choose to be homeless, or they just choose not. And I'm like, come on, man, is it that simple? No.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of it for us is a single mom that has 4 or 5 kids, an aunt, a grandma trying to take care of their kids. So a lot of it is, just trying to survive, and it's truly what it is. It's survival from day to day to day. How can I make it through today? Then I'll worry about tomorrow. Sure, there's a lot of other different aspects and different things that happens in their lives. But that's why we just try to walk alongside them, right? Like we don't, we want to support them. We want to support the kids, and we would just want to show them a different way of life that they can break out of the vicious cycle of poverty. Because that's what all of our families are in. They are truly in the vicious cycle of poverty.
And it begets more poverty. And then,
yeah. And to break out of that it's extremely difficult. All the research shows that it takes an intervention and an education to break the cycle of poverty.
Sure.
And that's kind of how we model what we do. Endure is the intervention, throwing a ball around with a kid, growing a relationship with a kid, and kind of through that, we can dive into how's school going, what's going on at school. Education is important. all those other different aspects. So,
Yeah, and I think the key here is, you look at, if you do get down to the whys, right? So, mom made a bad decision, or dad walked out,
mhm.
or
Or
the
just a hard time.
whatever, yeah, whatever it is, it's not the kid's fault.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the thing,
Yeah.
is you guys look at that and go, hey, we'll walk with you,
Mhm.
but let's really try to pull this kid up.
Absolutely. I mean, we're in it for the long term. We've had kids. We're entering year 8 into our organization, and we've still served kids that we served 8 years ago.
Mhm.
So we're truly in it for the long term. We want to continue to walk with them, to continue to mentor them and love them. And again, it takes a long time to be able to
Yeah.
work outside of the their vicious cycle. So
So for the folks that maybe have not heard of your
sure,
organization and not heard me like give my elevator speech about your
yeah,
organization, how did you guys form? What walk me through that story again?
sure. So about 8 years ago, I was working in a local steel manufacturing plant, and right in front of the plant is one of the most notorious rundown motels here in town. At one time, it actually had the highest amount of registered sex offenders in the state of Tennessee that called this place home. And throughout the time working in the steel mill, seeing kids running around there, knowing exactly what's going on there, and it just the Lord worked on my heart that we decided to quit the steel manufacturing and start a nonprofit. And at the time, we really didn't even know what that was or what any of this was going to look like. But throughout these 8 years, we just continued to build off from. We started out with 8 kids, and now we serve about 65 kids.
And the at the beginning, your focus was one thing, and now that's still part of your mission, but
It's grown.
it has grown tremendously. It has evolved. So,
Yeah.
what did you guys start out like? What was the simple mission at the beginning?
The simple mission at the beginning was to give these kids an opportunity to be able to have a home cooked meal every Saturday and have a place that kids should be able to go outside and play and do things in a safe environment every Saturday.
Mhm.
That is how we started. That's how I met Trent. Um, and that is really where our organization started, at on a field behind Steel Technologies, where I used to work at. And that is literally where we started at. And then we looked at what was next. So after that, we started up our summer camp was next. So then we did a 9-week summer camp to be able to give their kids an opportunity to be able to do stuff that every kid should be able to do in the summertime,
Sure.
instead of being stuck inside a 200 square foot motel room
With however
with
many people
however many people, not knowing where their next meal is coming from.
cooking on a hot plate.
That lovely hot plate, absolutely.
Mhm.
And then we went into our after school program. Um,
And
and
you've got
then
several partners on that, right?
mhm. And then we have other enrichment activities that we do now. So during fall break and winter break and all these other school breaks, that we get an opportunity to go out and explore the world outside. So we do that with them as well. So they can go back to school and have something, to be able to talk about, instead of just sitting in there. So
And I remember you telling me that story that, and you think about this, like you don't really realize what all you take for granted.
absolutely.
Um, and you don't have to have a whole heck of a lot of privilege to have
Hmm.
things that you take for
Yeah.
granted. So something as simple as all the kids coming back from school saying, well, what did you do on fall break? Well, we
Hmm.
went swimming and we did this and we did this and we did
Yeah.
this. Or, rode my bike around the neighborhood and, played football,
Yep.
or went on a vacation, or saw this concert, or
Hmm.
fill in the blank, right?
Yep.
I mean, but then there's that other kid that's like, I sat in a motel room,
Hmm. Yep.
and that's the end of their story.
That's it.
And so they just don't say anything, and they just kind of shrink, and they feel at that point that they are less than the other kids.
Absolutely.
And man, that happens over and over and over and over. And all of a sudden, their mentality, their identity is that they are less.
Yes.
And there's the wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, and that's our goal. And like you're saying, as we started the organization, our thought process consistently was, what do the kids need? Not what do we need, what do the kids need?
Mhm.
And that's kind of how we have evolved into doing all these other aspects of things. Another big point We do a lot with counseling. Like we have a really good partnership with a local counseling, and we actually take kids out of school, take them for their hour counseling session, feed them, take them back to school. The mental health piece is so critical, um, for their success. These weights that these kids have on their
The
shoulders,
stuff
again,
they've seen,
all the above, they unfortunately are going to have to deal with it, right? Like they can't unsee it, they can't undo it. So we hope through counseling that we're giving them tools in their toolbox that they don't have to turn to drugs, sex, alcohol, all these other things when they grow old. That
yeah,
they're going to have the mental tools to be able to work through them, because they're going to have to work through them.
yeah.
Um,
Can't
it's
help the
just
hand you were given.
Yeah, yeah.
All you can do is learn how to play it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's been a really big part of what we do too. And that's a piece that I never thought that I would bring in. Like I didn't want to do, I wanted to play sports. I wanted to love on some kids.
Yeah.
Um, but that
But you
mental health
guys
is critical.
but you guys also support them in,
Abs-
you mentioned sports, so
yeah.
endure athletics, right?
Yes. Yes.
So one of the things you guys started out doing was, you got this kid that wants to play football,
Yep.
and it's free to play football for a school team, right? After you buy the
Yeah.
cleats, after
Yeah.
you pay for a physical, after
Yes.
you fill
After
in
you
the
fundraise,
yeah,
everybody's
all of these
yes.
different things, and
Yes.
and if you live somewhere, you got to go fundraise, and you're at one of those
Yeah.
motels. It's like,
Yeah. We can't even pay for the night, right? And you want me
yeah,
to go out here and fundraise.
right, exactly.
Um,
So you guys assist with
absolutely.
all of those things.
Absolutely. Just like you said, we assist with all the above, that any of our kids that want to play sport, they do not have to turn around and walk out of that meeting, because we have had kids like that before. It's like, "Oh, how was your football meeting? How did that go?" And like, I turned around and left when they told me X amount of dollars, it was going to cost. I'm like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, well, you can go back in there tomorrow,
Yeah.
just get it taken care of.
Well,
So,
that's just it, man. You think about this, and you said it. You're struggling as a family. You're struggling to figure out how to come up with $30
yeah,
for the night at
yep.
this horrible
Horrible.
motel. And then I come in as your kid, and I'm like, "Hey, I need a pair of cleats that
Yep.
it's gonna be $60 or more,
Hmm.
Gotta get a physical that I'm gonna go to a walk-in clinic, it's gonna be $50 or
Yep.
more," And it's like, it's a non-starter.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And the
it's
kids know it too.
yeah,
They know not to walk in, to their room and be like, "Hey, I need X, Y, and Z." I mean, they know the struggles. They know
yeah,
exactly what's going on.
yeah,
So,
because 'cause they've slept in a car for 2
absolutely.
nights while
Yeah.
they got the money for the
For the Yep.
and they may have been the ones that had to go and figure out how to get the money.
Correct.
Yeah,
So, very tough, but we're honored and blessed to be able to serve the kids that we serve. We truly have some remarkable kids, that just need a hand. They just need a hand up, not necessarily a handout, and they just need somebody to love them and show them a little bit of different way of life. And like I said, the moms and the grandmas, they're doing the best that they can. I mean, they're literally doing the best that they can,
sure.
and they're very respectful and kind and loving, and they truly appreciate what we do. Um, so yeah, things have been good, and
Well, and
we've
even
had some really good successes so far.
from their mindset, they are doing the best they can. Some of
Hmm.
them are working multiple
Yeah,
jobs. Some of them are, if they've got several different ages of kids, they're
yes,
not working multiple jobs. They
yeah,
can't,
they can't.
you
A
know?
lot of people don't know that either. I mean, the daycare system and all that stuff here is brutal.
Oh my God,
It's
it's
brutal.
so expensive. So expensive.
Yes.
And I mean, and it doesn't even have to be a quote
No.
good one.
No.
It doesn't matter. It's
Doesn't
expensive.
matter.
And then you end up, so I'm going to work to pay the daycare so that
Hmm.
I can go to work
Yep.
to pay the daycare. Like
Yeah.
that just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
Um, but I think, and so I'm going to say this, but I don't necessarily mean it how it sounds. A lot of times the kids just need someone to give a damn,
Yeah. 100%.
you know,
Absolutely 100%.
and it's not, and not that their parents don't, but you look at like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? They're in the
Mhm.
survival.
Yep.
We're going to make sure that you have some type of a roof over your head,
Yep.
doing the best we can do.
Mhm.
But here's somebody else that has a little more resources, a little more opportunity, and has focused, like their job now
Mhm.
is to do this.
Yeah, and it's a great outlet for the kids, right? I mean, if you just to go back into your motel room after school and being stuck inside this, again, this 200 square foot motel room is awful, but to be able to take them out of that environment, to go and play and to get, we're building relationships not only with us and the kids, but the kids themselves are building strong relationships.
Sure.
Like we're a big family. And for them not to have
Common
to,
history.
yeah,
And, that's the connection, right?
yeah.
What and you if you're watching, think about this, okay? When you meet somebody new, what's the first thing you ask them? "What do you do for a living?"
Hmm.
And then when they say that, you're like, "Oh, well, my granddad did that," or
Yeah.
and so you immediately try to find common history.
Hmm.
That's how we connect.
Yes.
What's our You said it. You're
Yeah.
from Erie,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, my
Yeah. My
dad's from
dad.
Pennsylvania."
Yeah.
So instantly, we're trying
Yeah.
to work a connection.
Yes.
Well, this kid has no common history with
Mhm.
most of the kids in their school.
You are correct, except when they come to endure.
Exactly.
They do not have to look over their shoulder. They all know that they're all in this together
So you
and
don't have
they're
to be embarrassed
building.
because that kid's in the same boat as you are.
Correct. When they get dropped off, at their different motels, nobody has to say, "Hey, drop me off last because I'm live over here or there."
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think it's great. I really do. I'm really at first I got it like 8 years ago. I didn't want that. 8 years ago, I wanted these kids to be normal. I wanted them to be with other kids that were normal, if you will. And man, I was really wrong
Yeah.
because the bonds that they've built. Again, some of the kids that have been with us 8 years. Um, they still are in group text together. They go out and do stuff together. Um, so it's just a really cool to see them, support each other and love on each other and really take care of each other. And it's different. It's really different and it's super, super unique.
And guess what? It's their normal.
It is.
And
Yeah,
normal's okay.
it is.
Right?
Yeah,
Normal is so
it
relative, isn't
is.
it? Yeah. Yeah. I like to think that I'm normal and then I look at myself and I'm like, yeah, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it is. That's same here. That's I
So,
always wonder what the heck I'm doing every day. Like, all right, man, was this normal or am I just like this?
and then you figure out it really doesn't matter,
Yeah, it
does it?
doesn't matter. It
Uh,
doesn't matter.
so y'all have had a couple of big successes
We
here
have,
lately.
man. Man, I'm gonna brag on Lamarius. Lamarius is 22. He was the first kid in our program 8 years ago. First kid that I met, and in watching him go through high school and then hey man, you want to go to college? And he said yes. So he just graduated MTSU 3.5 weeks ago, I think. This summer he graduated from MTSU and he's a first generation college student. And I just couldn't be more proud of him. I mean,
Congrats, Lamarius.
he's worked through so much stuff, so much adversity in his life, and to be able to fight through that and do it all.
What's his degree in?
He is sports and leisure science.
Nice.
So super excited for him. And kind of through that too, we mentored him through college. Like we just didn't throw him over there.
Yeah.
One of our staff actually met with him every week and just, where are you at? What does your schedule look like? And just again, keeping that relationship going.
Yeah.
COVID was tough, of course, for everybody.
Sure.
And he had to be a man during that time. He actually came in my office and said, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And he failed a class. And he's like, but I was so proud that he had the guts to come in and tell me, and
And he didn't quit.
he didn't quit. We
That's the
just
thing.
circled back
It's
around.
like,
We
look,
took it the next semester.
it happens
Yeah.
sometimes, and that just means you got to double down
Yeah.
the next time.
Yeah. So it's super
Good
exciting
job,
to see
bud.
him. From 8 years ago to a very Trent knows he was so quiet. He was such a quiet, hide in a corner type kid, very, very, very shy. And to watch him walk down the aisle in his cap and gown, man, was one of the most amazing. Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah. I got you, bud. Um, all right. And so then you
But
just,
then, yes,
yes,
we got another one.
Another one. Reload.
So we have another female, or a female that she was in our program 6 or 7 years, in and out of almost every motel that you can think about in town, in and out of the Salvation Army, homeless shelter as well. cars. These kiddos have been through a lot, and super proud of her that she graduated with over a 3.0. Um, and then she's now at
Graduate
MTSU,
high school.
graduated high school,
Hmm.
and now she's we got her in a dorm at MTSU. She's on campus. She has a job on campus. She has everything that she needs, and it's her first home, if you will. I mean, that security of
She
going
knows
back to
where
the
she's,
same
yeah,
place.
and she knows she's going to be there for
Yes.
an extended period of time.
Yeah. Um, so it's super exciting for her. She's doing very, very, very well. Um, Friends already in the dorms, and just meshing, right? And
Yeah,
just giving her that opportunity has just been wonderful.
and
Excuse me.
I don't remember if it was talking to you or somebody else that is in another area that deals with the transient population. Think about, okay, something that all of us can, a lot of the people watching can relate to. You, of course, I sell houses, what I do,
Hmm.
right? You put an offer in on another house, you get it accepted. There's this span of time where you're packing up your house and you're going to be moving to the other. There's some anxiety
Hmm.
associated with that, right? Oh, can we get it all packed? Can we, how are we going to get it on a truck? What's the timing going to look like?
Hmm.
Am I going to like this place? My neighbor's going to be okay,
Yeah.
right? Like all of these thoughts, whether
Yeah.
you realize it or not, you have
Yeah.
all this anxiety.
Hmm.
Now, take that and realize that you have that anxiety literally every day, every hour of your life.
Yes.
You're constantly, okay, am I going to be able to stay in the motel again tonight?
Hmm.
Or am I going to have to sleep in the car? If we sleep in the car, where are we going to park? If we get parked somewhere at 3 o'clock in the morning, is a cop going to come and tell us to move on? Is somebody else going to try to rob
Hmm.
us? Is there, like,
How am I going to get to school
how am I going to get
tomorrow?
to school? Am
Hmm.
I going to show up at school in the car with literally all of our stuff
Yeah.
piled up, and everybody's going to know?
Yep.
And
Yep.
like, and it never stops. That anxiety never. There is no end to it.
You're correct. And that is our goal. Our goal is to break that. That doesn't have to be, again, I'm going to use Lamarius as an example. Walking with him through 8 years, this young man is going to be a success in life. Number one, as a human. And number two, he's not going to have to deal with this stuff. He's going to break that cycle. He's going to be the first one to be able to break that cycle and get an apartment and get a house and really work his way out of what he's grown up in. And I think I think along with I don't want to use her name, but who's on campus right now, she wants to be veterinarian, and I'm like, that's
Then do it.
she's
And she
gonna,
can.
and it's so awesome, and it's gonna break that cycle for her.
Yeah,
And then her family, is not gonna have to live that life and have all that baggage that you were talking about. So um and even we still have a couple that are older, that are working full-time jobs, and they're doing really well. 18, 19, that didn't want to go to college. So it's not just all about the college, but it's
sure.
about showing them what work is, showing them that they can break out of this cycle. And a couple of them we had to bring in and work with us because they weren't ready for the real world.
Yeah,
We had to teach them how to come to work on time. Had to teach them, like, hey man, you can't just not show up. You got to call in and say that you're sick.
yeah,
All these life lessons, right, of what it takes to be able to make it out in the real world. um, we have the opportunity to be able to do so. But that's our goal. I mean, our goal for us is success every day. I hate when people say that you can't save them all, because if I felt that way, why even wake up in the morning? I mean, you're just going to look in a group of kids, oh, someone's not going to make it. No, all of our kids are going to make it. And even if they move on and do, transit and go somewhere else, we hope that we're dropping that seed. We're just hoping every kid that we touch and have the opportunity um, to be around, that we're dropping, hopefully,
just
just those
simply
seeds.
telling them that they can,
Yeah, absolutely.
and meaning it,
Yeah,
and then saying, and here's at least one plan on
yeah,
how it's possible.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, it's been really good, man. And again, just walking with them, and what their needs are, and sometimes it's taking care of basic needs. We do a lot of food, we do clothing, we do hygiene products, we do um, everything that you would do with your own kids and take care of. That's what we try to do. And
Yeah.
again, just walking alongside of a mom or a grandma.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So, um, obviously school year just started.
Oh,
You guys have been
we-
switching those schedules around,
yeah,
getting everybody going the right
yeah.
direction. You've got your own brood as well. So, you
I
know,
got a few.
yeah, yeah. So all kinds of stuff going on right now, but I know we've got some things on the horizon
Mhm.
that are coming up. So let's talk New Year's first, because that's the big one,
It
right?
is. It is. So this will be our third year of our New Year's Eve bash,
Hmm.
right downtown at the Walnut House.
Hmm.
We'll have a meal beforehand, and then we have a great opportunity that we celebrate New Year's Eve at 10, 11, and 12. So everybody doesn't have to stay out all night long. You can come
Old to
in.
young.
They
There you go.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, but it's a red carpet affair. I mean, we have the valet parking and just the whole atmosphere. We do the casino games as well and the dancing, and just a great night of celebrating. New Year's, of course, and just,
And
downtown
Endure Athletics,
Murfreesboro, and Endure. It
what
is.
you guys do.
It is a
So it
celebration.
is a fundraiser.
It
It is a
is.
celebration.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, but yeah, so we're excited about year 3 and see how that goes.
Very good. Okay. Anything else that you want to plug while we're
Yeah, so if anybody's interested, for us right now is the rest of this month, we're really pushing our champion club members. So those are our donors that support us on a monthly basis.
Mhm.
And as we continue to grow, continue to serve more kids, we need more champion club members to be able to join us. They can go to our website and endureathletics.org.
Okay. Got it. Endureathletics.org. Um, and volunteer opportunities. Is that a
Absolutely, absolutely. If anybody's interested, just email us at info@endureathletics.org, and we have a whole slew of opportunities for everybody.
I'm gonna go ahead and mention it. You said I could sort of mention it. Right.
Yeah, go
So it's
ahead.
in the pre
Free,
planning.
yeah, absolutely.
So you guys are looking down the road, long term goal to
Yes,
build a facility, to build a place.
yes.
What is in your closing Joel's eyes and imagining what that place looks like? What is it?
Well, luckily, our architect has already put it on paper for us, so he's pulled that out. But we do own land already, so we do own the property, and
You're more than pre planning. Then I mean, like,
well, there's so much behind the scenes as
yeah,
far as getting the geotech work, drilling these holes to make sure how much land we got to
sure,
take, all
I get
this.
that.
So that's what I'm saying, like the pre.
But you
Um,
got a spot and a plan.
we got a spot and a plan.
That's two big ones.
So it is big. It is big. Um, but yeah, so right now we use different churches open their facilities to us. MTSU opens up to us. So we do a lot of different stuff just around town. But our facility will have everything that we need as far as a kitchen goes, um, gym, outdoor space, all the different rec center stuff, if you will, and
Hmm.
learning and all that will be what we do at our facility. And the good part with us is like because we transport all of our kids, it's an hour and a half to be able to pick everybody up to get to our current location.
Hmm.
Where we're at, we're kind of more centralized to the South Church Street area. And then, so with that, we're going to be able to serve a lot more kids to kind of rotate them through our programs. Because we won't have a 3-hour drive time, right? I mean, like we lose a lot
Yeah,
of time with that.
no doubt.
Um, so yeah, we're really excited about it. It's going to be about 7,200 square footish, and yeah, we'll see where it ends up going here, but there'll be more coming in next year. You'll definitely hear more
Capital
about it.
campaign.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. You heard it.
Absolutely.
Start saving up for
So
that.
that's right. It's gonna be very, very, very exciting, and because we also think about it too, like, our kids all move around all the time, and then we move them around all the time, and just to have a place that they can always come back to.
This is it.
Always come back to your 5, 10, 15 years is like, let me go check in what's going on with Endura,
Yeah.
and a place for them that We can put up their schoolwork, their artwork, their
Yeah.
school pictures, all those different things, again, that we do at our own house for our own kids, to do it right
Ownership
there.
leads to stability. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's just how it
Yep.
works.
Yep.
So
So
very cool.
super excited, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right. So save the date for New Year's.
Yeah.
If you don't have plans somewhere else, you should make plans here. If you do have plans somewhere else, you should probably cancel them and still make
Join
plans
us.
over here. New Year's is on December 31st this year,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Bleeding
Yes.
into January 1st.
Yes.
So that way you can save the date really easily.
it's
Just making sure everybody knows that. It
It's not
hasn't
like,
changed.
it's not like Halloween, right? Like, hey, when's Halloween?
Yeah.
Halloween's on Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go trick or treating on,
Yeah.
that drives
Exactly. Yeah.
Little pet peeve of mine.
When is, yeah, I know, me too. Me too. Wait, Christmas is December 25th?
But when are we
What?
celebrating it?
Yeah,
though?
exactly. Anyway, bless our hearts. All right. Joel Bigelow, Endure Athletics. What's the website one more time?
EndureAthletics.org.
Got it. Hey, and real quick, I didn't do it. Our buddy Brian Nail over at Premise Mortgage is a huge supporter of all things Spread the Positive. Mutual friend
Yeah.
here as well. Also happens to be a fantastic mortgage lender. So if you need help navigating this particular mortgage environment, because it's
a little different,
it's challenging. Yeah, you should definitely hit up Brian. So let's hear from him real quick.
Hey, my name is Brian Nail. I'm a mortgage loan officer with Premise Bank Mortgage. I want to tell you that I absolutely love being a member of the Spread the Positive Network. It's such a great mission and helps bring so much positivity to our community. It's truly a pleasure to be part of. There are a lot of ways to navigate financing a home, and in markets like this, having the advice of a trusted local professional is key to making sure you get the right advice for your specific circumstances. Whether you're interested in the purchase of a new home, second home, or have a need for a refinance, I'd love to earn your trust. If I can help you nail your mortgage, call me at 615-243-3976 or visit nailyourmortgage.com.
Premise Mortgage is a subsidiary of Premise Bank, a member FDIC, equal housing opportunity. As always, all loans are subject to approval. Premise Mortgage, NMLS number 1894879.
Friend and to be in the same community with you, dude. He does a lot for this area.
Yep.
Trent, you got anything, bud?
Man, I'll just say I've been a big believer in all things Endure. I don't want to start crying real quick, but man,
I only have one hanky on me, so
yeah, but it's been amazing watching Joel and the fam. They've just put every single bit of faith and blood, sweat, and tears literally to help these kids. And like he said, I think the most special thing is just the bond that these kids develop. And I've been around a lot of after school care stuff and playing sports with kids over the years. It's something I love a lot, but there's something special about what they're doing here at Endure, and that's why I've been such a big proponent and supporter of what they do. Joel is the first person on the STP pod way back when, sitting awkwardly in my living room with a MacBook Pro and a USB microphone, episode 1. But literally, it's just been really cool to see. And the building, Joel's had all these dreams of, he had a dream of a house back in the day, and now it's just like what God's provided, and what's this new elevation and new evolution of all things Endure Hub is. I saw the renderings and just broke down. We were in Sam's just bawling together, and it was it's special what they're doing, man. I think if you have the resources to support something in the area, there's not a better cause, in my opinion. That it's very hands-on, very direct, and the impact's just, it really is breaking that cycle versus, there's a lot of band-aids that we can put on a lot of situations, but the work they're doing is different. So shouts to you, man.
Thank you, Trent. Love your brother.
Love that. Couple other things coming up. Just wanted to throw those out there. So we've got Charity Chopped in the Borough coming up. So excited about that. Shannon
Thursday,
Wheeler.
Man.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
That's 2 days.
So yours truly here
out.
will be one of the quote
How you
celebrity
feeling?
chefs.
All right. Let's talk about that. Real quick. We got a little time. How you feeling, man?
Let me tell you how I'm feeling right now. I read an email from Chantel. She's been stocking the pantry, and it said, and you can bring 5 pantry items of your choosing to
What?
to
What'd you
to do
do?
your to represent your style or whatever. And I went,
What is my style?
yes, exactly. So I was like, I was speechless. Yeah. My son, if you didn't hear that, he's in here. He goes, "Is it mac and cheese?" Yeah, funny, hilarious. I'm gonna bring a stack of American cheese slices. It's gonna be great. Maybe some hot dogs or something. I don't know.
Man,
But
that's so good.
so anyway, so I'm excited about that.
But you're pretty nice. Like you're a decent cook, right?
I'm a decent
Yeah,
cook.
you're in grill. Like the grill skills are
Yeah,
there.
I can cook. I know my way around a kitchen.
Yeah.
But they're gonna give us this mystery box and say good
It's gonna be
luck.
legendary.
Yeah. So me and Jason Matheson from Primrose Table are team food. So if you don't know what the premise is, you've got team food, team clothing, team shelter. So it's Second Harvest Food Bank is who we're representing, and then Amelia's Closet for clothing, and then Habitat Rutherford County Habitat for shelter. And so it's a community member and then an actual chef are each team. So it's me and Jason Matheson from Primrose, and it doesn't really matter who the other ones are. So because we're gonna beat them.
I was about to say, you're about to shout out the competition.
That's it. It doesn't really matter.
I will say, I got to give Becky Lanham some credit.
I was just gonna say,
her stuff has been hilarious.
Yeah.
The
Well,
content
she can be as funny as she wants. What
It's
really
still coming
matters is
second
those
or third
cooking
place.
skills. That's all I'm saying.
where's
But,
that hosted at?
So it's going to be at Liberty Station,
Okay.
Which is right there behind Toots. That's the other organization that Jody has. But we're doing some watch parties as well. So Cedar Glade Brews, of course, I'm one of the owners of that. We're doing a watch party over there. Brian Nail and Grady Payne from F&M Bank are the co-sponsors for that event. Be a $25 donation at the door. You get an appetizer from Mission Tacos and a beer with that. And our goal is to raise a decent amount of money at the watch party.
Nice.
But it'll be Trent over here, I guess, has his hand in.
I'm the on-site correspondent. I'm gonna be bouncing around from the watch party to watch party. So it's the plan is to start at the warehouse, then go to the Walnut House, then end up at Cedar Glade, and then maybe make a quick little appearance over at Liberty Station as they wrap it up. But it's gonna be super cool.
Yeah, that's
like I think
you
we're
guys
gonna have
done
live
really
stream.
cool with that event.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have streams from all the locations, and it's gonna be cool.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Shout out to Michael Lynn White. She's the on-site person. So we're gonna kind of be
thank you, Michael
punch.
Lynn.
Yeah, she's gonna kill that. So it's gonna be really fun.
I am getting a little nervous. So I'm not gonna lie.
I would be. Yeah, I'm pulling for you.
I've talked a little bit of trash, so now I'm starting to wonder.
Hey, that video y'all did was pretty swagger. Like, y'all just kind of like with the arms folded and
I mean, the knuckle crack.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
That was awesome.
Good stuff.
So we're pumped about that.
That's awesome.
But anyway, and at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun for three very, very worthwhile organizations that are doing a lot of good work here in our community. So excited to be part of that. Other than that, Cedar Glade's got a Low Country Boil coming up in October. Tickets are on sale for that. We're not fundraising for anything. We're just going to have some great food from Gandy Seafood, and they're cooking on site.
Oh, snap.
And
They're doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast, man. So tickets are on sale for that. It's October 21st. And we've got Stein holding. So
seen that.
Yeah, you got it.
You
can do it, man. Look at you. You're ripped, dude. Yeah.
I got a lot of Irish in me.
Yeah. So the Stein holding competition, we had our first round this past Thursday. The next qualifier is the 24th, and then the championship is on the 30th. So 6 men and 6 women from each of those qualifiers will participate in the championship.
That's cool.
So, and there's a state tournament. Can you believe this?
That's crazy.
So the top male and top female can go to the state tournament in Knoxville and compete.
That's wild. You guys do some really cool stuff down there, though, man.
Yeah,
you're really doing something different and unique and cool and community based type stuff. It's really neat.
We got some cool stuff coming. I'm not going to spill all the beans, but our building is really boring, and it's about to not be.
All right,
that's all I'm going to say about that. So pretty pumped about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff, man.
That's about it.
Yep.
Trent,
That was
appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Joel, always a pleasure, sir.
Love you, Joel.
Huge fan.
Go
Keep
cut the
doing what you're
check.
doing.
Cut the check to Endure Athletics. Just do it.
That's it.
Just
That's
do
it.
it.
All right. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Talk to you soon. Let me just tell you, that was weird with no headphones. Thanks for checking out Table Talk today. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions whatsoever about real estate, check us out at jharmonhometeam.com or on Facebook and Instagram at jharmonhometeam.